Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing Pixels, a podcast by Battle Geek Plus. My name is Josh. I almost said otherwise known as Kendamu just because I've been doing that on my own YouTube channel lately. But with me today, I have Heather.
Hi.
And Frank.
Press start to play.
Ryan will not be joining us because he has to go pick up his mammy at the airport.
Yep.
Responsibilities.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And caring about your family and stuff. What the heck? Video games are more important. That's why we're here right now. Instead of picking up our parents at the airport.
That, and I don't have parents to pick up at the airport, so...
So technically you're Batman right now.
Yeah, just without all the tragedy.
I'm here to kick ass and pick up my parents from the airport. And I'm fresh out of parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we'll skip how you're doing because nobody knows how to answer that question. And go into, what are you playing?
Well, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, honey. My birthday was great. Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2 was great. I enjoyed it. Also, I'm playing Zelda. Still.
Hey, you know, when I used to ask, how you doing? You'd all just stare at each other like,
I think it was more of a figuring out who was going to talk first.
Yeah, I would have to agree about that.
Yeah, well, you guys suck at it. So, I mean, you guys can do what you're playing just fine.
You're the leader. Take the lead.
I'm not the leader. I'm just the guy that talks the most. You ask me one question, and I can tell you about 50 things in like 5 minutes.
This is true. But yes, I am still playing Zelda. I have
Okay.
over 260 Koroks found. And I think I just did my 109th shrine. I think right, and that was just I found it, yay! Like that's not what I was looking for. I'm currently on a mission of finding all the ingredients necessary to upgrade all my armors to level 4.
Oh, rad. And you also have all the Guardian Beasts now, right?
Oh yeah, I did that.
Oh, you did that. Okay.
Yeah,
See, last time I checked, you still had 3. And you're like, I still have 3. Next week, I still have 3.
No.
Next week, I still have 3.
Well, yeah, I know, because I was running around not completing things. But
Not completing things.
Not completing things, yes. But the last time we talked about this, I had mentioned that I did have the last beast, and that the last beast that I did was the camel thing, and it was by far my favorite one.
Oh, right. Now I remember. Okay. Frank.
Yeah.
What you doing game-wise?
Playing League of Legends, also playing Story of Seasons.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
So
you started playing that again?
Well, yeah, I actually keep playing it.
Oh,
It's
well.
like I play it like every 30 minutes.
You're trying to undercut the Battle Geek Plus and get to playing League of Legends on Twitch, huh? You're gonna become rich playing League on Twitch.
There is no streaming on Twitch. No, I just do bot games. I want
Nah.
to win and not care.
Yeah, no, I get you. I just see like every time I just see what's on Twitch, like always on the top row.
Yeah.
League of Legends. So it's always one of the top like 2. So I think maybe right now the only thing that might be beating it is Mr. Rogers on Twitch, which we just watched like half an episode of that. It was an episode from like 1968, still in black and white. It's pretty crazy. So you said League of Legends and what else?
Story of Seasons. It's like Harvest Moon. It's actually made by the same company.
I'm not shocked by that, considering the title.
So, like, was it just like a different publisher then, and just like the same developers? Like,
I think it's just the same developer. I
Oh,
think
okay.
they're getting tired of the Harvest Moon series because I've seen what I think the latest one looks like on the 3DS. It looks more like a Minecraft than anything else.
I remember seeing it at E3, but I didn't bother to go check
was
it out.
a huge turnoff for me. Like,
E3? You've been to next month already?
Last year at E3.
Yeah, I know. I was just messing with you because like E3's around the corner. Like, you remember when E3 started kind of coming up soon? How like there were people randomly on like Twitter and Facebook and whatnot being all like, by the way, E3's next week, and it's like
everyone like shit themselves, being like, what? And yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I fell for that a couple of times.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know. I feel more stressed going into E3 this year than usual. I don't know why. Not like major stress, just like first world problem annoyance stress. You know?
Yeah, it might have something to do with the fact that the public's allowed. We don't know how that's going to affect things.
Well, that and, also last year, there not being much room to move around, everything being so closed off. That might be kind of part of it, too. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo will have an open floor again this year, and, that'll kind of, give us room to breathe.
I don't know. Is Nintendo even going to be showcasing anything this year?
I don't... Well, they're gonna have floor space, but I don't know what they're gonna do in terms of like press conferences.
I think the press
like
conference is like the week before.
So yeah, which that's what's going on there. As for myself, when it comes to playing games, I played a little bit of Zelda within the past week. I specifically went into Hyrule Castle to find a specific thing in there. Well, Zelda's been out long enough. A shrine in there. So, and I ended up finding it, and it was a combat shrine, and combat shrines like. They're not like they were at the beginning of the game where it's like major test of strength and you're just like, nope, and like walk out.
Well, you didn't know about that shrine?
He didn't know about it until I found it.
Yeah, and then like it was like a few weeks later, a couple weeks later or whatever, that I actually picked up Zelda again and went and found it and completed it myself. So, but yeah, I didn't like just know about it. It took me a while though because I was in the right location for it, but I didn't really notice like the fires and all that stuff.
Right.
Like I kept running past there, and I was confusing it with another spot where you have to fight one of the big rock guys. So I was kind of going back and forth between those two spaces, and eventually I figured it out and did it. But yeah, now like it was a combat shrine though, and it's just kind of like, it's a tiny guardian with a few weapons on him. I guess I'm gonna kick his ass now. Yawn.
I will say that there has only been one shrine that I walked out of without completing, and it was not a combat shrine. It was a puzzle that I couldn't figure out, and then I went back to it later, and I screwed around with it for quite some time, trying all these different ways to get to where I needed to go. And just finally, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this one thing that I'm sure is not going to work. And then I was like, oh, this works. I'm a dumbass. So
the other game that I played within the past week, it was actually right after recording last week's podcast. We were over at Ryan's place, and he had just received his Famicom and Famicom Disk System, and he hooked that up to his whole setup and everything, that has like 5 monitors plus a CRT and all kinds of other stuff. Like he just has like a battle station in his living room. And one of the games on there,
Oreo is second in command.
Yeah, he's number one.
Ryan's second in command?
Well, no. Like Ryan is the captain, like Captain Picard.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
And Oreo is.
And now I want to go out and buy him a hat, a little dog hat,
or maybe a beard, so he looks like Riker.
Or they could just not shave him for a while.
That's true also. But he's white. Like, white fur. Not Ryan. Ryan's not white. But
Ryan couldn't grow a beard to save his fucking life.
There's one game that was on there. It was like Sexy Bishoujo Derby or something like that. And it was a game where you choose between 4 different girls, and then they give you some word of encouragement, and then it goes to a screen where there's a horse race, and the horses race from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen. And the whole thing is for you to just mash the A button as hard as you can, as fast as you can, so that your horse will make it to the end first. And every 1,000 points, you get like 200 per win, like 100 for second place, and then like you lose points if you like come in last or whatever. So every like 5 races, if you won every race, the girl would take off 1 layer of clothing. I think I made it to about 2,000 points before I was all like, okay, I'm done.
Well, you finally got to see video game titties. So.
Oh, right. So,
I do want to make a note in the fact that the girl you chose had blue hair. She was also wearing a pink dress. There's a joke in there about Dragon Ball somewhere.
Yeah, I can see the Bulma sort of thing right there.
The Bulma effect.
The Bulma effect. I don't know. Well, I was actually today, like we were joking. You wouldn't hand me the towel, like you just forgot about it, like while I was done showering, and like you were all, you can drip dry, and I was like, all right, set out my Badman shirt, and you're like, and I'll get you your yellow pants too. So that was rather interesting. But anyway, so I got to see an 8-bit Bulma cosplayer boobies on the Famicom disk system.
It was scandalous.
It was scandalous. I actually posted the pictures on Twitter, but like I censored them a little bit because I got like, you know, under 18 people following me and
Chidlins.
Yeah, chidlins and teenagers with attitude.
Oh my.
Anyway, let's move on to our first topic, and one that's kind of exciting even though there's not a ton of information for it yet. But Nintendo is developing a Zelda smartphone game.
Ba-na-na-na.
Wall Street Journal reported on this very recently. We went to go look at the article, but it's behind a paywall. But luckily, The Verge reported on Wall Street Journal's article, so they must have been able to read it. And so far, it seems like Nintendo wants to publish a few different mobile games by the end of fiscal year 2018, and Zelda is one of them. Now, what I'm kind of thinking about, though, is like, how are they going to go about doing that? I know there's been, you know, for the DS, there's been like Phantom Hourglass and whatnot, and that was all completely touch. But you also have the stylus there, you know, which is a bit more accurate than just your finger. Like, are they going to do like an overhead style game? Are they going to try and make it look a bit more like Ocarina? Like, what do you guys think?
They could do probably an overhead, and like you tap where you want Link to go, and then you double tap for an attack or something like that.
Or like swipe or something.
Or swipe, or, you know, choose an item and then just click at an enemy and you can throw a bomb or shoot an arrow or whatever. Or it could be something like Super Mario Run. Link just runs and runs.
Tap the jump.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not just like an auto-moving sort of game, because that would... Because, you know, part of what makes Zelda awesome is, you know, just being able to run around and explore and stuff. And I don't expect a Zelda mobile game to have, you know, a huge, huge world. You know, maybe something like Link to the Past size or Link's Awakening size. But, you know, not, you know, because it's probably going to be like a $10 game. But, I don't know. Frank, what do you think?
I just hope it's not going to be that, you know, automatic running type of game.
Yeah.
Where you swipe left or right to move your character left or right.
It's practice for tender when you get older.
So that's what that Sonic game was preparing me for.
Sucked.
The one that was like based off of Lost World or whatever,
my gosh.
and like you was an endless runner and you just went back and forth.
It was preparing you for a lonely life.
A lonely life of Tender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that doesn't turn out to be anything too horrible, and I don't know, if it turns out to be really awesome, then cool, I'll probably get to play it on my Android phone like 8 months later and, you know, go through the first tiny bit of it and then not pay for the rest.
Yeah. That, or, you know, it's free and you can progress quicker with microtransactions.
Which I'm cool with that. Like I played Dokkan Battle for a while, the Dragon Ball game, and like that one's free, but like you can buy stuff to, you know, make things progress faster if you want to. Like, you can buy stuff or you can not buy stuff. Same thing when I played the Ninja Turtles Endless Runner. That one, like, I didn't have to buy anything for that. Like, I just got good at it, you know? So
I just got good at it.
I got so good at it that it stopped playing properly.
Stop breaking shit.
So I usually don't get that good at games. But, like, it got to a point where, like, one of the side-scrolling parts, like, the boss and like the building that I was running on was like not loading its planes properly, so like I had absolutely no way of actually seeing attacks coming and stuff, and it just kind of killed me. But anyway, now you're squishing your face together out of boredom, I will move onward. So, who here wants to get games off of Kickstarter still after all the crap that's happened so far?
Not I!
Right? Yeah, I don't know how like this even became a thing, but the creators of PaRappa the Rapper and Gitaroo Man,
which you were totally obsessed with.
Right, yeah. They are collaborating together for something called, what is it?
Project Rap Rabbit.
Project Rap Rabbit.
Say that 3 times fast.
That 3 times fast.
I'm gonna punch you right in your stupid, gorgeous face.
I'm gonna punch you right in your stupid, gorgeous face. I'm gonna punch you right in your stupid, I was trying to say it 3 times fast, and then she about smacked me. So anyway, yeah, Gitaroo Man, that came out in like 2000, 2001 or something like that.
I don't know. I never played it.
And
you told me all about it, and you had a copy that
I still do have a
work.
copy. It's just that it doesn't work properly because I played it so much that it's all damaged now, and I need to like disc doctor that thing like
and you haven't
10
in
years
these fucking 10 years that I've been with you.
Well, it's a PS2 game, and like since then, you know, we have a PS4, a Switch, a Famicom Mini, and a PC sitting out here. So, and a PS2 that's in a box somewhere that's secondhand from somebody else. So
Yeah.
Of course I haven't picked it up. There was a PSP port, but it wasn't on the PlayStation Store for digital purchase, and it was really hard to find in like GameStop and stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah.
So I never got it. But anyway, Project Rap Rabbit. Heather, you read about that. What's going on with that?
Okay. Well, they definitely have some lofty goals, and I don't know. I feel like there should be a there's a limit that people are willing to give to Kickstarters to begin with, and before all the nonsensical crap with like, you know, Mighty Number 9 and whatnot. I mean, how much money was being asked for to be able to make that game?
I mean, nothing too amazingly crazy.
Okay.
Like just to get the initial goal of having one
game for one platform. Like, Frank, how much do you think that a game on Kickstarter should be asking for initially?
For like a rhythm game that you play with a controller.
You mean like a total?
Yeah, like what do you feel like an average like goal would be for a thing to happen on Kickstarter would be that would seem feasible?
I want to say probably $300,000.
Okay. The goal for this game, Project Rap Rabbit, is 1.1 million.
No.
Right? I mean, especially since the fact that this is a really kind of niche genre, honestly.
I just looked it up. Mighty Number 9 had a $900,000 goal that made it to 3.8 million by the end of that.
Okay.
But it did have like Mega Man side scroller that Capcom won't do because fuck Capcom.
Right, exactly. It had a lot of things backing it in terms of, you know, nostalgia, fandom. These games, Gitaroo Man and you know, PaRappa, you know, they're nowhere near the same level. They're just not. At 1.1 million for this game to even happen at all, it just is ridiculous.
That explains why some of these games aren't really even happening anymore.
Well, yeah. You know, and the fact that their deadline is like June or July, like July.
No, it's like the end of June.
End of June, beginning of July.
Nope.
And like so far, $35,000 has been pledged, but
that's barely enough
that's a drop in that's a drop in the bucket. And then they have like even higher goals. Oh yeah, if we get 5 million, we'll be able to do like multiplayer
and like every port imaginable.
Yeah, if we get, you know, 4.2 million, we can do ports for the Xbox or for the Switch. And
I think the highest their stretch goals go is somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 million.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Totally
ridiculous. And I mean, a part of me just feels like anybody actually putting money up towards this, you're literally throwing your money away. I'm not saying that this project wouldn't succeed, but the initial goal of 1.1 million for just, you know, for something on one platform,
it's a pretty heavy investment for a game that like Gitaroo Man, while I love the crap out of it, and sometimes I'll still like go on YouTube and find Gitaroo Man songs and just kind of listen to them while I'm doing something else. Like, it's still like a very niche game that I ended up hearing about through a friend back in high school. Like, I would have never known about it otherwise. And PaRappa the Rapper, like that was pretty popular back in the PS1 days, but that was the PS1 days. Like, I don't really know.
Also a game that I never played.
I don't know if that's something that is going to make it's going to have like the nostalgia factor, you know, really driving that forward. Hey, we need another one of these rhythm games. for 1.1 million that will probably sell at full game cost and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's doomed to failure.
Well,
and I mean, hey, for people who like seriously like want this, like I guess by all means, man, it's your money. It ain't mine. You know,
Sony might step in and do like what they did with Shenmue 3, I think, where they footed a bunch of the money after the Kickstarter ended. So that might happen, and that game turned out, like people seem to like that. Like the way things are going.
But how much are they willing to fork over? I mean, does it have to reach at least half of its goal for them to do that?
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that meeting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, especially since...
A fly that speaks Japanese, by the way.
It would be incredibly amazing. I would be very impressed if they ended up getting the goal for this. I mean, it's, like I said, so far, 35 grand. 35 grand, hey, that's a good chunk of cash, especially to us poor people. But with the goal being 1.1 mil,
I have this image in my head of like that 35 grand coming from like...
I see that paying the interns.
I see that money coming from, like in my head, I just have this image of like that Kickstarter went up and like it popped across like the news feed of like the world's #1 Gitaroo Man fan. He has like a paper mache Gitaroo Man helmet on his head and like he's sitting there and he's all like, "Oh, that's great. I just happen to have this 35 grand on me that,
that you just carry around.
Sometimes. I was going to use it to buy avocado for toast.
Yes.
But I think I'll invest it in this instead. Fuck you, diamond industry."
Yeah.
So.
Diamonds.
I don't know. Frank, how much were you into like rhythm games and stuff like that back when like DDR and Guitar Hero and all that stuff was big? Like I remember like I played DDR a lot. I also played the first Guitar Hero
Played a lot of DDR.
Yeah.
Well, I was more into DDR, but what got me into the rhythm games was a game called Frequency. Remember that game?
Yeah. That was
That's what Brad played.
Yeah.
All the time.
I remember you guys telling me about this game, but I don't think
and then you looked at a different direction, you would swear
shit was moving.
Yeah, it was like stuff was moving either away from you or towards you.
Yeah,
because like the game took place in kind of like a tunnel.
A tunnel, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I did play this game. I remember playing this in high school with Matt, and it was like whenever we were too tired to play more DDR, we would pull that out, and then we would start playing that game. And just I remember we would sit there and we would play on his bedroom floor, and then I remember we would like take turns or whatever and like take a break and like look at the floor. And we would like just couldn't look at the floor. We just had to close our eyes because the floor looked like it was moving. And we would just be like, "No, stop it, carpet. Don't do this to us."
There would be the same thing with like DDR and arrows. Like you close your eyes and then
you close your eyes, you see the arrows. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing. So, I was just remembering that the people that made Frequency, they made another game. I don't remember what it's called.
Amplitude, I think.
It was the one that
it looked like a.
It was on the PS2, and it came with a little thing, like a little box that you plugged into the second player controller slot, and it acted sort of like a sub.
Frank and I are like the look of confusion on our faces right now.
Right, this is why I'm telling you about this.
Yeah, I know.
You probably have never heard of it.
No.
And
I've heard of the game. I think it's called Amplitude.
Maybe.
But
maybe
the thing
Amplitude?
you're telling me,
yeah,
the subwoofer, never.
But no. Here's the thing. It wasn't just like a sub. Like it wasn't a speaker. What it did to act like a sub was in there was a force feedback device. It vibrated and rumbled.
Okay.
And what was funny back in the day when first hearing about this and people started looking into it was all like, oh, okay, so I can buy this rhythm game and give the second player thing to my girlfriend because it vibrates.
Okay.
That's where I was going with this.
Okay. We're still, like, Frank and I are still like,
yeah, I get where you're going at. But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was... But yeah, that's where I was going. But
I bet
you
if
guys
Ryan
were
was here, he would know what the fuck you were talking about.
Well, I think...
Because Ryan knows everything.
I believe I played both games, Frequency and Amplitude, but I gotta say Frequency was, like, better.
I mean, since I haven't played the other one, I can't give an opinion. I wasn't.
Res. It was called Res.
Res?
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea.
Res.
That
Res
sounds
is trance
very.
vibrator.
Res sounds very
Wait,
familiar.
Is Res the game or like
Res is the game. Res is the game, and it was published by Sega. It was on the Dreamcast, the PS2. There's okay,
I've seen this game.
So looks like there's a Res Infinite for PlayStation VR. I might have played a demo for that.
Ooh,
maybe. But yeah, there was the trance vibrator that came with it and plugged into the PS2.
Wait. Trance.
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry.
Like trance music, like yeah.
Trance music.
Anyway, but yeah, it would shake violently, with the.
So that's what I was thinking about. Amplitude.
Right
there.
Okay.
I don't know that one. At least I don't recognize the box art.
Well, Frequency was a better rhythm game.
So
that requiring fingers.
It was Res, and maybe someone out there listening will know about Res.
Ryan.
And Res's trance vibrator. Oh yeah, I did play Res Infinite. Like, see, it had the person.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, like the little person. Remember when I was playing the PSVR? There was like that kind of rhythm game I was playing where I was like, "Wow, I need to get high and play this."
Did you though?
Huh?
Did you though?
I just played it. I didn't get high and play. So yeah,
disappointment.
But anywho, that game, I don't know. Maybe they can hit that 1.1 million goal if it does have like the PlayStation 4 wireless vibrator or something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Even better joke.
What?
Especially if they had, a vibrator or whatever thing and it's a rabbit.
Oh, there we go. Finally, me trying to bring this up in the first place, it finally got saved. So, like, it went from looks of...
Get the game that also comes with the rabbit.
Like, it went from just looks of total confusion to finally, something that was where I was going. So, that means we can leave this topic and I can be happy about it. And we can move into some Sega stuff. Got a couple of Sega topics today. The first one being that Sega wants to create more global hits and revive major IPs.
Well, I mean, okay, honestly,
Sega's shit.
Isn't it every company's goal to create global hits?
Well, maybe they mean as opposed to...
Maybe if you're a meteor.
Maybe they mean like they don't want to focus on Japan so much.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe they don't want the meteor hitting Japan. They want it hitting somewhere else. Because the Total War Warhammer was apparently a very successful game for Sega, and they want to create more global hits. There was stuff that more people around the world will like, and not just Japanese people or Sonic fans, which are their own race. They're called furries.
Race, get it?
Oh, the supersonic racing, the feet right off the ground.
Anyway,
yeah. So there really isn't much information on it other than, hey, maybe we could take some of this stuff that was popular back in the day and make new games for it that people will like. But we're not going to say which franchises.
it's funny, when I was initially reading it, I was all like, what other franchises do they have besides Sonic? God.
And we're looking through the comments here.
Yeah, it's actually quite a lot of things that I've actually heard of. It's just that you forget those things existed.
Or that they're connected directly to Sega.
Also that.
So, like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Guardian Heroes, House of the Dead, Virtua Cop, Phantasy Star, Shining Force. There's a lot of stuff that people want to see. I'm looking in the comments on PCGamer.com for this story. And, they're throwing some things out there that they want to see come back. And I can definitely agree with things like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, House of the Dead, and Virtua Cop, because, I loved the rail shooters and stuff like that back in the day. There was actually a Sega collection of 2 rail shooters that I had on the Wii, and it worked with the Wii remotes and everything. So I would definitely... Jet Set Radio, Vector Man. Vector Man was always pretty cool, technologically speaking, but I
don't even know what that is.
Vector Man, the guy was made of a bunch of balls.
He was a ballsy motherfucker.
Yeah,
it was a 2D, right?
Yeah, it was 2.5D. It was kind of one of those things that, I don't know, when I saw it, it looked like they rendered actual 3D models, and then they recorded the 3D models to be used as like high resolution 2D sprites back in like the Super Nintendo era. But no, let me show you what Vector Man looked like. Vector Man was this green ball guy. Never seen him?
Nope.
This guy.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, so it was like always like just technologically like really cool seeing these like disjointed like Rayman style guy.
Yeah.
You know, running around. Even though like I never really played the game much, it was just kind of a cool concept, kind of like a Comic Zone. Comic Zone. You don't know Comic Zone either?
No.
It was a beat 'em up game.
Okay.
And it was a guy who
Pull up some art, I might
got
recognize it.
sucked into a comic book.
Okay, the story sounds familiar.
And basically you went from panel to panel in the comic. Like you would swing
okay.
through or like break through the panels into other
No,
panels.
I think I
and
know
stuff.
what you're talking about.
And it was a really tough game, but like it actually like, you know, it did exist, and like the enemies and like your guy would like talk to each other in comic book panels and stuff, and
yes,
throw punches and kicks and
this panel right here is one that I really like these right here are the ones that I really recognize.
So yeah, Comic Zone.
Okay, so so obviously I just didn't remember the title.
Yeah, no, like, and I didn't play it when it was new, but like I remember getting like a Sega Genesis like secondhand at a yard sale years later, and you know, for like $20, and this is one of the games that came with it.
Echo the Dolphin.
Fucking Echo, man.
So I don't know. That
See,
would be...
now a lot of my aside from Sonic interactions with Sega games involved. I had a sitter whenever I was younger, and she watched several other children, and my sister was itty bitty, and they happened to have because her son had a Sega Genesis, and then also a Saturn as well. So I remember a lot of my Sega interactions besides Sonic were at her house with her son's games. So that's where I remember, like I said, I didn't remember the title, but I did play that game. Comics Man, so.
Comic Zone.
Zone, whatever.
Comics Man.
Comics Man.
Zone.
Comics Man.
Welcome to Comic Zone. What would you like to read?
Hey, Comics Man. So anyway, so like I said, we're talking about Sega, and we're going to move into the last topic of the night, something that I want to get some input on Frank from. Mm-hmm. So you've obviously heard about Sonic Forces, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the news today about Sonic Forces? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yes.
He obviously isn't happy about it.
Sonic Forces, you can create your own in-game character.
I cannot wait to see the first Gokuverine.
Sonic Gokuverine.
Sonic Gokuverine. Yes.
Sonic Gokuverine. Original character, do not steal. So, yeah, everybody who has their Sonic personas out there, get ready, because... Now, come on. We know a couple people that are furries, and they're not.
I know.
They're cool people.
Yeah,
but
they're not Sonic furries.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're not Sonic.
They're normal furries.
They're not.
They're normal people.
So, yeah, I guess Sonic fans can kind of make fun of them a little bit.
You know who would really like this game?
Ryan?
I was gonna say my cousin, but.
Okay.
Do you remember my cousin?
No.
He was the guy. He was the kid. I mean, he's obviously older now, but he was the kid. It was like me, you, and Brad were at something where like some of Heather's family was there, and like this little kid came up and was all like, "What are you doing?" And I was all like posting a message to the internet, and like he like got it blown backwards by my speech.
Was that the same guy we said defragging my taxes?
Yes. That was. He was like 8 or 9 when we told him that. Like that.
He left us alone after that.
Yeah, he came up to us and thought we were cool and everything, and you know, probably talking about video games and stuff. And it's all like, "What you doing?" It's all like defragging our taxes, and he's like, "Oh," and just leaves.
Yeah.
The polite way to say
he is a huge Sonic fan. Huge.
Wait.
Metaphorically and not metaphorically.
I mean, What games? I mean, is the 2D?
Well,
Fuck, I don't know.
I mean,
Probably not.
He
Probably.
was,
I mean, he's from the era of 3D Sonic, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's only like what, like 16, 17 now, something like that.
Yes, 16, 15, 16.
Yeah, so
he's around the same age as your sister.
He missed out on the golden age of Sonic.
I mean, he might have played it on like the Gems collection.
Well,
or something like that,
even
Mega
if
collection.
honestly, Frank, even if he had like did grow up, he'd be the not great kind of Sonic fan. He gets a little too obsessive, just a smidge.
Sonic Lost World is the best ever, sort of. If only people could see the look on your face right now. Like you need to use your words, Frank.
It'd be really bad if my cousin actually listened to our podcasts.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Like I'm trying to like say nice things just in case he does.
He's, you know what? I'm very impressed with him. He has done a lot of growing up. He's like a person now.
Oh, okay.
You know, he knows how to not be a dick and
like I still imagine
him
him being like the same kid that like flashes that like spams the same flash move.
flashes the same spam move.
Yeah, spams the same flash move in like Marvel versus DC.
Right.
Not Marvel versus DC. Mortal Kombat versus
Whatever.
DC.
One of those damn games.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat versus DC, and then like when I start doing the same thing back, he starts getting mad. Like I still imagine that little kid.
Yeah, even though he has a brother, his brother is like fucking 16 years older than he is.
Right.
So, you know, he basically grew up an only child and was very much coddled and given whatever the hell he wanted, and he didn't know how to share, and among other things,
not spam the same attack over and over again.
He was that annoying kid that would, like, say if you're playing a game of tag, you know, tag, you're it. Oh, pause, time out, I'm not it, you know, or hey, I have a secret to tell you. Lean in and then scream into your ear. He was that kid.
Yeah,
but he has like real friends now.
Oh, that's good. That's
good.
So
you know, that's awesome.
That's good. Maybe he's not excited about this new song. He probably is.
No, he's probably totally fucking stoked, especially about being able to create a character.
Right. So we've got a list here of different animals and their unique abilities. You got a wolf that automatically draws rings in, a rabbit that has more invincibility frames after receiving damage. You got a cat that keeps one ring after being hit.
Makes sense.
I don't know how that makes sense to you.
Because cats have 9 lives.
I mean, none of these make sense to me. Well, then, you know, they would have 9 lives, like, in the player.
I mean, well, then maybe, like, metaphorically, the wolf is good at drawing things in because a wolf is sly and...
I mean, we have like, an echidna with, like, big knuckles that has dreadlocks.
Don't be dragging Knuckles through the dirt like this. Don't. You are going to sleep on the couch because Knuckles is the best.
A two-tailed fox that's immortal when he's the second player. And
I thought, didn't we recently discover that Tails was a chick?
No, I said that Tails, I used to think when I was a little kid that Tails was a girl.
Oh, that's what that conversation was. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, we have a dog that restarts with 5 rings after dying.
Makes
a bear that blows enemies away with a homing attack. What hedgehog actually has a real homing attack? So, you know, it's like the bear. Like, I don't see how that would make sense.
I mean, it would make sense if he could blow enemies away with, like, I don't know, swiping a big-ass paw at them and it be using bear strength.
A bird that flies with double jump abilities.
That makes sense.
That's good.
And a hedgehog, of course, that collects rings when getting damaged.
Lame.
So you can collect rings, but you can also collect rings while you're getting hurt. Okay.
Maybe like it's kind of like Sonic himself, where like, you know, the rings go everywhere and you can still collect some afterwards rather than them just being gone.
Maybe the range for collecting the rings increases as you
something like that, or they stay around longer. I don't know. That's the only explanation that there is set next to this. But so Frank, what animal would you choose?
Is this the whole list?
This is the list.
I'd probably go with wolf.
Go with wolf?
Wolf or bird.
Wolf or bird. That sounds... Yeah, I mean, like, the wolf...
I would go with either cat or bird.
Even without the unique abilities, it's going to be one of those two.
I would go with a hedgehog, and I would use, amongst all of the hundreds of accessories for your upper face, middle face, lower face, gloves, belt, shoes,
I love the fact that all the accessories there are 3 types for your face, and then there's gloves and boots. That's it.
And I think like a belt or something.
And like a
that.
belt.
But yeah, no. The,
or bodysuits. There's entire bodysuits.
Right? But what I'm saying is I would try and put this hedgehog in like just the right level of mishmashed and dorky stuff, and I would call him Cringy the Hedgehog. Original character, do not steal. And that's who I would play as. I'd make him like the most horrible color also. You know, to just go with all that
Cute
stuff.
green.
I mean...
Baby shit green.
Well, I mean, like, in relation to whatever it is, like, I'm wearing, like, it'd be like...
Brown.
You'd just be like, really, like, try hard, trying way too hard to be cool. Cringy the Hedgehog. Like those... Think like that one meme, like the, you know, well, you were having premarital sex, I studied the blade. And it was like, you know, like that really, really super skinny kid.
How
Trying so hard to be cool that it's actually doing the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Like just this super try
Did that strike a chord with you, Frank?
No. I've never tried to be hard. I never tried hard to be cool.
I've never tried to be hard. I'm still young enough that it just happens. But yeah, no, I can affirm. I can confirm.
Affirm.
I'm the verified witness to Frank's exploits throughout much of his life, starting in high school, and he never tried to be cool.
And that's when I started being cool.
Now he did try being funny, but that does take practice. Like, I mean, like you could say funny stuff amongst your friends and all that, but no, like he would like legit try and like set up jokes and like tell it stand-up style to us, and you know, like.
It would fail hard.
Like, well, yeah, but...
If you saw a rock fall from a story building...
You did get better over time. And we did let you know when you were getting better. And when you did try out jokes on us again after you, like, reworked them a little bit, and they did get better, we let you know. And there was a point where you had a good, you know, 4 or 5 minutes worth of, like, really good jokes that you could have just gone and told at some stand-up place. But I don't think we lived near any place that had anything like that back when that was going on. And you couldn't just go on YouTube back then and do that either. So,
yeah, go to the prison. That's a good idea.
So
as a young boy.
They can't go anywhere.
But yeah, you did actually start being funny after a while. But yeah, funny was the thing that he was trying to be, not cool. So,
okay.
And because of that, he was actually relatively cool. So.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about my past.
Well,
didn't know this is the Frank past.
Well, we're trying to sort of, you know, justify why you would pick a wolf or a bird for your Sonic character.
We were.
They look cool.
I'm trying to wrap it back around to the topic. You know, like I'm trying to think of like Frank the Wolf or something like that, like Frank the Bird. You know. Like
Frank is the word.
If I was a bird, the only reason I would be a bird is to go right in front of you, do a flip, and then fly off. Because I flipped you the bird.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, my God.
Like, what'd you happen? You got flipped by the bird.
That bird just flipped the bird.
That was awful.
That's like some fucking like weird ass like Falco shit right there. Like, I wish I would have come up with that joke back when Star Fox 64 was still a thing. Or that one time we played it for the show, like playing as Falco, I'd be like flipping the bird, and just do little somersaults.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
No, I'm saying when we played for the show, we played Star Fox 64.
Right.
Right. I'm saying like I wish I would have known that joke then.
Oh.
So that whoever was playing as Falco could flip the bird. Because Falco's a bird.
I wonder if is there an HD remake of that game?
Star Fox?
Yeah.
No, there's a 3DS remake. With like the reworked textures and all that stuff. So, yeah, anyway. Moving on to nothing. Because we're out of topics. Okay, so, let's see. This is the part where Ryan tells us about what other shows we have. But we don't have them. So he can't, there's no other shows. Go to youtube.com/BattleGeekPlus. You will find no other shows. You will definitely not find Arcade Edition, where we go to arcades and play games And they're just little bite-sized videos that you can watch where we suck at games we've never played before. They're total quarter munchers. There's definitely, absolutely not a show that Ryan does called Awesome Video Game Memories, which is pretty popular on our channel, and where he kind of gets all nostalgic about video games and stuff.
Have we done Sonic CD yet?
No, we were supposed to, but like he's been sick, and then like
his mom got delayed.
His mom got delayed. And also, don't check out any of the other content that might be on there from before, any sort of sketch comedy or Battle Geek Plus Let's Plays or anything like that, because it won't exist. Trust me. Go to youtube.com/BattleGeekPlus, and you will see not hundreds of videos there that you can watch and have lots of fun or, leave bad comments on or something like that. Definitely don't do that. And also, definitely do not go to twitter.com/BattleGeekPlus and click that follow button, because you will just get bombarded with awesomeness that you can't handle.
Also, we do have a Twitch channel, and Ryan's been streaming again, and right now he's playing Zelda. It's not Breath of the Wild. I think it's.
I know he's been capturing footage on the Famicom.
And he's been doing that on Twitch.
Yeah.
So definitely check out Battle Geek Plus at Twitch.
Twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus. Anyway, now we can say bye. Bye. Oh, you guys want to say bye too. Okay, Heather?
Bye.
Frank?
Sayonara.